The four elements entangled at the same point, the ultimate truth of the Galileans that kills dictators who ignore themselves. End of the debate beyond the forbidden border. Radical dialogue in the vacuum between the roots of nature's higher mathematics, at twice the square root of 2. The nuance, an interval of fair exchanges, is a lamp for libertarians and misguided technicians.
By saying that Einstein is wrong, the formalism and the aspect model introduced the idea that the numerical technical truths of laboratories are like a reference language imposing itself everywhere and on all subjects. The uniqueness of the fall of bodies, a single possible truth, no longer allows anyone to contest anything in law. Any deviation from this optimal verticality is even punishable. To state that Einstein is incorrect is to render it impossible for him to articulate a forthcoming truth that contradicts formalism. By awarding a Nobel Prize to a model that claims to govern reality beyond half, this entity is responsible for all collateral damage caused to the world and life if it is proven to violate the fundamental laws of nature. By attaching the same body to a rope and the other to a slinky that did not exist during the UPR debate, and by rotating my arm a quarter turn, I show that the fall's geometry differentiates two fixed points at Galileo's mast, locking the uniqueness of body fall through non-commutative truths, and an exchange interval between languages with imposed rules that science screens and rejects to apply in practice. The subject and the singular point that the Galileans touch at half is subtler than science has understood. The reality of each point is true only if we commute through a coherence check of the other falling path, which is the forbidden value by aspect science and the Nobel Foundation. The proof is made that they lack the properties they've assigned themselves for 25 centuries, and thus have no authority to speak on this singular point, let alone the math of nature. In addition to taking power from the singular point treated for 2,500 years, you betray humanity with an incomplete meta-model and its math language devoid of properties imposed by nature, destroying superpositions of state where it is used. You justify the emergence of ultra-technician rule of law states which, based on your own reality, twist the most solid democratic foundations. 25% impose ideas on 75%. You become a death merchant when technical blows, going as far as erasure of humans who do not think like you, are coldly carried out under this new draconian right. My invariants condemn you to be crushed by your own Aristotelian thinking or to redeem your honorability by accepting my quantified exchange interval by becoming a language like any other. Your job is not to violate the laws of nature, but to couple with them. Peace will come when all take their rightful place without pretending to control what lies beyond the forbidden border, while ignoring the significance of stepping out of the frame. Only you know the hidden subjects at the impassable border and can confirm to the world, through strict and unambiguous equivalence, that with my new invariants all linked and locked, I have effectively stepped out of formalism and am capable of giving you a lesson with infinite precision using 2 quantum keys. Restoring fair coherence to every language of humanity, each individual language with its unique and full singularity in accordance with the laws of nature. Sorting theory, theft, copying, crushing, erasing, Socratic mind disturbing equals with vertical authority confirms learning nothing, nor understanding in 25 centuries, starting over for new dictatorship.
Reopen dialogues between the two different worlds, the four forces in one single point.
Nature controls the border. So, the initial action of a future Galilean will be to confirm the theory of the preceding one. Any new technical meta-truth words or images outside the frame indicates that you are a private dictatorship. Conclusion: an image on Galilean's boat has more info than the entire global digital dataset. Digital is a language like the other 6,000, no more no less. Crushing the Socratic spirit is to destroy your blank spaces of private freedom.
Which image corresponds to a square circle after transformations? By taking the two roots which pass together at the same time, it is enough to stick the local central common point orthogonally to maintain the fact that the two worlds are 100% differentiable. To join the two ends by reversing the direction of the fold for the same reasons to obtain two strictly opposite Mobius circles. If the exchange took place in the n-dimensional isometric embedding, then the Einstein value measured in 1982 will take on its full meaning. You have to mentally translate the raw image into a perfect mix between two worlds which remain 100% different and first. I present to you my cross with these two lighthouses which allow you to know exactly where you are. Since the two worlds carry out a coherence check in real time at 1/2, knowing that everything is first, each knows halfway that its structure and the other are 100% coherent because they dive in the opposite direction of their logic. They therefore come together more quickly, the square remaining square and the circle a perfect circle, having exchanged an infinite amount of data. The image is a solution to set theory and the absolute framework that surrounds us. In human life, the interval explains the optimum mechanism which leads to pure magic in all the languages of humanity. This is well worth a meta-Nobel between Galileans who lectured you for 10 minutes. By being non-commutative, by putting yourself at a distance, I create the exchanged interval. So don't try to break it or attack me. It is 8 billion people who are responsible for the situation of the current world and for your mental retardation of one image of Galilean explained in images and in mathematical words. If everyone holds their place, we can still get there, the first to block, kill the world. When the debate turns to the problem of how to manage reality, not a single technician or excessive libertarian will be able to claim direct responsibility for the chaos if he or she has used his or her only vertical truth with two identical keys. No authority or world law is now empowered to contradict the fundamental laws of nature, even with an infinite number of digital technical proofs passively observable at a distance from their chairs. The "I didn't know" argument, "I couldn't have known, there's no precedent," will never work again, because 3 Galileans have proven that they're talking about the same phenomenon. I'm the fourth, and all the luminaries quoted in my videos have had dozens of emails or physical interventions showing that they've failed to recognize the modern science that's at the heart of their profession. Worse, the world science I've contacted has been an obstacle to the return of light. They have all betrayed humanity, their function, and Alfred Nobel's last thoughts. They are the worst lawbreakers, merchants of debt of history, which validates and canonically rewards truths that are incompatible with the higher laws of nature, as long as the aspect model remains on the Galilean keystone, failing to recognize that Einstein is right, alone against all. As a result, everything that has been wrong for the past 43 years demands redress in weak fields of higher law. Only a Galilean has the power to catch one picture, do questions and answers in this meta-debate, without being contradicted by time. The ownership of each Galilean's ideas is unambiguously locked by nature. Technicians eavesdroppers beyond the border will lose all like aspect. You now know from experience that your thinking, which rejects the mathematical laws of the universe, is destroying mankind and nature on Earth. You'll stay millennial on the same cross. Without ethical culture, there is no salvation for humanity.